Disgraceful.
Raphael Rivera's voice boomed through the living room as he flipped the coffee table in a fit of anger. Amelia and Charles had just returned from the hospital and sat rattled on the couch before the raging gorilla of a man.
How could you two be so negligent with your futures and reputation of your families? Charles, you animal, you dared to...
Raphael reached for Charles's collar, and Amelia jumped to his defense.
Dad, it wasn't Charles. He's not the father.
Raphael's voice growled.
What do you mean he's not the father? If the child does not belong to him, then who the hell is responsible for this?
I know that this sounds bad, but I don't know.
From the other end of the couch, Amelia's conniving stepmother, Valentina Riviera, all but clutched her pearls.
Such an indecent girl.
Raphael shot his wife a look.
Valentina, please. I'm handling this.
I've always warned you that you give your eldest too much grace. I told you she's not as virtuous as she looks on the surface. Are you going to believe her when she claims to be the next Virgin Mary?
Shh. Raphael shushed her, then turned to Amelia with a solemn look.
Amelia, tell me something. Did a man force himself on you?
Part of Amelia wanted to say yes and pretend she had no fault in it. But no matter how mad her father would be, she didn't have it in her to lie. They both chose to share themselves with each other that night, and this was the consequence of both their actions.
No, Dad, it wasn't like that. I wanted to be with him that night.
Just then, her half-sister Sophie chimed in, hungry for the chance to talk down to Amelia.
But you didn't know who he was? Like, you jumped a gross rando on the street? How could you do that to poor Charles? He's so good to you.
Amelia glared at her younger sister.
Stay out of it, Sophie. It's none of your business. Valentina rose. Do not speak to my daughter like that. Amelia, it is exactly her business if you're tarnishing the Riviera name.
Sick of how Valentina and Sophie always gang up on her, Amelia snapped.
I know I made a mistake, but I'm taking responsibility for it. Sophie is hardly innocent herself. Did you know? She brought drugs to the club on my birthday. And maybe I can't prove it, but I know you put something in my drink that night, Sophie. Even after I told you I didn't want to take it. That would make this your fault too.
Raphael slammed his hand against the wall and everyone froze.
That's enough. Not another word.
Raphael took out his phone.
I'm calling the clinic. We're getting rid of this problem now.
Amelia desperately grabbed the phone from her dad.
No!
He pierced her with his eyes.
What do you mean, no?
I think I want to keep my baby. I'm an adult now. It's my decision.
Once again, Raphael's face grew dark.
Not in this house, you won't. If the media gets word of this scandal, it'll ruin my mayoral race. I'm running for re-election on a platform of godly family values and respectability.
Amelia interrupted with a scoff.
But your stance against abortion doesn't count here? That is so hypocritical.
Raphael slapped his eldest daughter for the first time in his life, and Sophie giggled at her sister's fall from grace. The sting on Amelia's cheek brought rage to her eyes. In her heart, she directed that rage at the man who knocked her up and left her all alone in this. The man who should be sharing the pain of the slap she just received. Amelia stood and walked to the foot of the stairs.
I agree that I was irresponsible, and this really sucks. But we're not in ancient times anymore. I can be an unwed mom and not get stoned.
Raphael walked to the front door and opened it.
Not in this house. If you keep that child and ruin your future, you will do it on your own, and without the support of my bank account.
Amelia stormed out of the house, and Charles hurried after her, catching up with her on the porch.
Amelia, wait. If you need a place to stay, I'm sure my parents will let you.
She turned to him with sad, glistening eyes.
I'm sorry about this, Charles. With graduation and Columbia starting in the fall, you deserve better than this. You shouldn't have to be tangled in my mess.
Charles furrowed his brow.
What are you saying?
A sad smile crossed her face.
Sophie was right. You are a good man. Which means I know you'll want to help me, but it wouldn't be right for me to drag you into this. You can't do this on your own, Ames.
Tears rushed to her eyes, but she forced herself to put on a strong front.
Please, Charles, I have a lot to think about. It'd just be easier to have one less complication. I'll see you at graduation, okay?
Amelia turned and walked away as fast as she could, knowing her resolve to say goodbye to Charles would crumble if she looked into his eyes 1 second more. It broke her heart to push him away, but with his whole life ahead of him, she could never forgive herself if her mistake held him back. After today, this was where their paths would have to go separate ways. Though Amelia knew nothing about the identity of her child's father, there was one lead she did have: Mr. Cortez. She had his lawyer's name and was determined to use him to let her mystery baby daddy know that he wrecked her life. One email later, she was sitting in Mr. Cortez's office the very next day.
Miss Riviera, lovely to see you.
Amelia cut him off to let him know she'd be running this show.
Before you say anything, Mr. Cortez, I only reached out to you because I thought the right thing to do was let your client know. He will soon have a child existing in the world. Not that your client knows anything about right and wrong. And let me be clear, my decision to keep the baby is mine. I didn't come here for you and your client to bully me into getting rid of it.
My client supports you keeping the baby.
Mr. Cortez folded his hands with a curt smile. Amelia was taken aback, having expected some sort of fight.
Wait, really?
Well, he still has no intention of being present in the child's life and will remain anonymous.
She rolled her eyes at this.
So, he's still as awful as ever.
The lawyer placed a familiar document before her.
If you recall, you signed this NDA. And in that agreement is a clause that dismisses my client of any and all parental responsibilities should you end up with child.
Mr. Cortez was amused by the stunned look of disgust on Amelia's face.
Do you not read the things you sign? As a lawyer, I'd advise against that. That's some free legal advice for you.
This man had a talent for finding ways to make her feel worse about herself.
I don't know why I bothered to come here. Have a good day, Mr. Cortez.
He quickly stood to stop her.
Miss Riviera, I promise you'll want to hear what I have to say next. Though he is not legally required to, my client is offering to cover the child's medical costs and provide a stipend for living expenses until they turn 18.
For a full minute, Amelia was speechless. She studied Mr. Cortez with suspicion.
Is this for real? It's not like him to do the right thing. What's the catch?
The lawyer reclined with a smug grin she wanted to slap off his face.
No catch. I understand you'll be attending Columbia University in the fall.
Is he having me stalked?
The fact that her kid's father managed to learn so much about her while she knew nothing about him was beyond infuriating. Mr. Cortez responded in a reassuring voice, knowing this would go quicker if she dropped her guard.
I just need to know what New York hospital you'd like us to set up financial arrangements with for the birth.
Oh, right. You can actually make arrangements with South Miami Medical Center. I decided to stay local for college. It's just easier considering my situation.
Very well. South Miami Medical it is.
Just then, he smiled like a shark, and it sent a chill up her spine.
Now, for the catch.
Amelia gripped his stapler, ready to throw it at him.
You said there wasn't a catch.
If I told you the catch up front, you might not have listened to our generous offer so willingly. And my patience is thin.
With an exasperated sigh, Amelia sat back, but kept the stapler in hand, expecting she'd want to hurl it at his computer once she hears the next words out of his mouth.
It's simple, Miss Riviera. The 18 years of financial support I outlined for your child is guaranteed as long as you sign this agreement.
Mr. Cortez slid a fresh contract across the table. Amelia eyed the document wary.
And if I sign this, what exactly would I be agreeing to?
The lawyer took a breath and looked her straight in the eye.
If at any point in the next 18 years, my client decides he wants to be present in the child's life, you agree to grant him immediate shared custody, and you, along with the child, must reside in my client's home.
To know more, listen to the audio series Heir in Hiding, only on the Pocket FM app.